Hi everyone. So, to stay current for a while, um, some strange things have happened over the last 24 hours. Um, Overnight, one of my videos had like 730 views, and it hasn't been promoted or anything like that. I hadn't chased figures. I actually don't know how it's happened, but it's interesting, and I'm glad it has. Obviously, do you know what I mean? And I'm been glad of the comments, and glad of the extra interest. So, but obviously, there's an integrity with what we're doing here, and it's never been my intention just to get views as such. The idea of making this channel is in order to create a community of people that are journeying towards truth and need support and are willing to share, like in the comments, and in like a kind of for everybody to help each other out, and I will endeavour obviously to answer as many comments and questions, and if the questions are kind of like the sort of thing that I think everyone kind of would want to hear, then obviously I would make a video about it instead of just writing in the comments. Like a lot of you, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm working 10 hours a day, and I've got kids, and we're doing the best we can with the short time that they give us. So, but just to follow on from that, then I had a strange experience this morning at work. I I work in a garage, and I got in my car this morning to go to work, and the last three digits of my mileometer were 666. And then I got to work, and my boss told me to get into a car, just to reverse it out of the garage. And the last three digits on that was 666. And then he asked me to go in now, like a courtesy car that we have, to go and pick up a customer. Or to go and swap a car with a customer, leave the car there and pick up another car. And I got in the car, and the last three digits were 666. So by now I'm noting, I'm noting that the occurrence. So I start driving down the road, and this is something that does happen to me. So it's not that rare, but I think psychics would say that I was clairaudient or something. I've just had so many telepathics over the years, and with these the kind of side effects of being involved with those entities and stuff is it seems to, have extra sensory perception, if you like. I don't really know what other words to call it. So anyway, I had this force, like communicating with me, and it was saying like, oh, I'm going to get you. I know what's happening. I know what you're doing, and I'm going to get you. And I knew that, like, I had that there was a visceral reaction to it. Immediately you kind of feel defensive, and then one of the things I realized has happened, and this is why in a lot of reasons why I'm doing these videos, is because in doing them, it's sharpened my focus towards the spiritual journey and with what's going on in the world, and how I'm contributing to that, to a genuine change, okay, from the highest level that I'm capable of perceiving. And I, in my mind, conveyed the image back. I said, well, you're not going to get me, okay, because you know as well as I do that there is no you and there is no me. There is only us. There's only us in this situation together. And we are one. And I said, you will heal yourself, and you'll realize that I'm not your enemy and that I'm not against you. I love you and I'm here for you. I'm here for you to heal this imbalance which is creating all of this. Okay? And it's over. Let's agree together that it's over and that you'll be happier and I'll be happier and we can all move out of this limited separation that has occurred. Okay? And the feeling I got back off it with just a profound I know. And then it was gone. And there was a massive sense of healing that happened. And that healing happened like within me as well. And I realized that, of course, it is true, all right? It is valid to learn about, you know, who they are and what they do and what they get up to. And, you know, trying to not speak specifics because you all know. You've all watched the videos, you've all watched the alternative media, you've read the books, and I know you have, okay? That's why you're here. And we all know who they are and we all know what they do and we all know who they work for and how far up into the interdimensional greasy pole it goes, you know. But the healing that came inside of me, which has been happening for a while as awareness has been growing in me. And like I said, and that's been happening for a long time, but you know, but since making these videos, it's sharpened that awareness. It's really helped. And I knew exactly what to do when that energy came at me, okay? I'm asking you to do an exercise in your own life, okay? Like I say, I know how easy it would be to hate these people. I know how easy it would be to resent the control system, to resent the minions of that control system, the entities, the non-human entities that, you know, that most people are involved with. If you could just harness that energy of healing and knowing that the only way this is going to be over is for you, because you're in control, okay? Like I said, you are the truth. You are the energy of this system. So don't ever deny yourself the power that you have, okay? You have that power, okay? And you can choose and decide to heal this separation. Yes, on one level, it's the one thing that it's so scared of you doing, but you've got to go that step further and realize that you are that. Okay, all those things that have been coming out, all that stuff, all the information, that is the behavior of the far end spectrum of this separation of your consciousness. There is actually no point where they end and you start. It's all one thing. It's all one thing. So the quicker that we harness that awareness, that higher awareness, and maintain it, and awareness we know is truth, and awareness doesn't judge, and awareness does not see other. Awareness knows that everything is awareness, everything is truth, ultimately, and there is no other. The quicker that they, if you like, within this relative play out of that energy, lose a power, come back into line with us. We don't change this reality. There are people that have escaped this reality. There are individual clumps of consciousness. But those consciousnesses, when they did escape this reality, became aware of the oneness of all things, and realize that actually you can escape this reality individually, but you can't escape it ultimately. Everything in the greater dream and then beyond and into this separation is seamless. And they're all on some level suffering because of the, except the infinite's not suffering. Let's get that straight. Okay, the infinite is not suffering because of what's happening. This is just a artful, lovely game that it's playing. There's no one's getting really hurt in the infinite. Okay, just here. So, and I said the only reason why this is happening is just because it's time for it to happen. Okay, again, it's no judgment from me about consciousness falling asleep in order to be able to dream, but it's just that it is over now. That's what it is. It's time for it to be over. So it's going to be. And part of that it being over is the healing of the separation. And the separation at the moment is this us and them doing things to us, and we must fight. I did say in a comment a little while ago about let's not join the resistance. Let's join the acceptance. So when you can find a moment while you're doing things, harness and focus that awareness on healing the separation between you and this. Okay? Bring it into line. Love it to death. That's just my thoughts for today because of the things that have been happening. But thank you again for everybody that's watching the videos and everybody that's joining the community. It's going to grow. Okay? It is going to grow. But it's you. It's you. We're all one thing. And it is a reflection of what is going to happen. There's a lot of people around the world who are going to create these communities because awareness is growing in the world, and that's just what is going to happen. It's a done deal. You take care, everyone. Bye.